All right. Here we go, back again on the other side of the coin. All right, welcome back to the other side of the coin, ladies and gentlemen. We're back again with another live stream, bringing you the latest in all the Chelsea news, Chelsea discussions, Chelsea gossips, Chelsea everything. And like always, it is so good to be back amongst all you guys today. Honestly, we're going to have a fine discussion. We're going to have a fine conversation, just like every other time. I can't wait to see what you guys have to say about some of the conversations we're going to have today. And the topic, I think some of you guys might have already seen the video clip from TalkSport, where Simon Jordan talks about how Chelsea, he's adamant, he's convinced, he's absolutely convinced and adamant that Chelsea will win the Premier League in the next 2 to 3 years. And his reasoning behind it is the fact that Chelsea owners, in the likes of Todd Boehly and Clear Lake Capital with Iqbali, they've got abundant resources. Money is not the problem, and eventually enough, they will reach the target. We will reach the target of winning the Premier League. However, Simon Jordan does caveat the situation by saying that Chelsea owners, even though they have the money, they may not always have the knowledge of the particular game. And he claims that, the new Chelsea owners have made mistakes, but eventually they'll get it right. He also puts another caveat around the whole situation that even though he thinks that Chelsea will end up winning a Premier League title within the next 2 to 3 years, he does think that Maurizio Pochettino is not the right guy to do it. He thinks Maurizio Pochettino is going to take us to a particular level, to a sustainable level. And then after that, it's not really going to be him who's going to take us forward for a Premier League title. So this is the discussion that I want to have with each and every one of you guys. Nearly 50 of you guys are live right now. Big up to Tariq, big up to Marcus, big up to Iki, Top Dog RLG, big up to you. David.cfc2. We've got Mope. We've got Chelsea Empire. Big up to you, my brother. Andy, big up to you. Matt Chills, Marcus, and you've got Yorkie, the GOAT, and many more. Thank you so much for joining in. Smash the like button, guys. Make sure you guys absolutely pump the like button as soon as you come through. Take the chance right now to hit that like button. And if you're here for the first time as well, make sure you subscribe. So, ladies and gentlemen, I want to see you guys commenting on this particular matter, because we want to turn it into a discussion, and I think it's going to be fantastic to see what you guys have to say about this. There's 2 points here. One, do you believe what Simon Jordan said in regards to Chelsea winning a Premier League in the next 2 to 3 years? Do you believe that Chelsea possibly can do that? Chelsea owners, they do show the ambition of doing that. They've spent a lot of money. Do you also agree? So that's one thing. Second thing, do you also agree what Simon Jordan said, that Chelsea owners, even though they've spent a lot of money, they've not really spent it smartly. They're not really all that smart in terms of the industry of football as yet. They might be smart operators in other businesses. Obviously, they are. They're wealthy. They're wealthy businessmen. But when it comes to football, maybe they've not made the right decisions as yet. Do you agree with that? And the third point, what Simon Jordan was talking about, is Chelsea will win a Premier League within the next 2 to 3 years. However, it's not going to be Pochettino who's going to win it for us. So it makes me think, well, what is Pochettino doing right now? If we believe that Chelsea will win the Premier League within the next 2 to 3 years because the owners have abundant resources, but we also are saying that Poch is not going to be the man who's going to win us a Premier League title, then what is Pochettino doing right now? Now, some of you guys may say that Pochettino right now is trying to build some sort of stability at Chelsea Football Club. He's trying to make us sustainable, trying to create some sort of consistency. But what is to say if Poch isn't the right person after he does build the platform and he leaves, what is to say that the next manager comes in and we don't start from zero again? Poch did leave Spurs. Spurs didn't go north. They went south after Poch went. So what makes us think that Pochettino will take the team to a certain level and whoever's next up comes in and it's only going to take that level to the next thing? What if they come in and absolutely screw it up again? So it's one thing, I mean, we are making a lot of assumptions here, right? My opinion is if Pochettino is not going to be the guy who's going to win me the Premier League, my thing is, what are we doing with him? Get a particular manager that's going to eventually win the Premier League. Don't get me a manager that's only going to take me up to top 4, top 5, which we're nowhere near at the moment anyway, and then get me the manager who's going to win me. It don't work like that. In my personal opinion, it don't work like that. I rather have a manager who I believe in 2 to 3 years' time is going to win the Premier League, and I want to stay with them. I mean, that's just my belief. I'm just basically arguing on the point what Simon Jordan's saying. Now, you guys let me know in the comment section if that makes sense at all. Simon Jordan thinks we're going to win the Premier League in 2 to 3 years' time, but he doesn't think it's going to be Pochettino. Is that how you feel as well, ladies and gentlemen? Let me know in the comment section. And if that's how you feel, then what are we doing with Pochettino right now? Chelsea Empire, thank you so much for the super chat. I agree with Simon. Owners care. We show glimpses of what's to come. Owners are too nuts and ambitious to fail. Loop Hope FC shows us that. Yeah, look, they definitely care, or else they wouldn't be spending so much money. But they do need to start spending wisely and smartly. I think too many of these potentials and young players ain't going to cut it all the time. I'm not sure why they have this belief that young players, all of them will become superstars and eventually they'll all help us win the Premier League. That, for me, I think is a flawed way of looking. Not every young player will turn out to be a superstar. So that's where I feel they do need to fine-tune and start looking at a little bit more experienced players as well. Let's see what else you guys are saying. Mr. Fenny, good to see you, my man. We are still early in the project. I didn't expect us to win anything this season. Yeah, look, I don't expect us to win anything this season either. However, I don't expect after 10 games to be 11th in the Premier League table. I think that is abysmal off the back of the season we had last season. Now, the season we had last season is not on Pochettino. However, Pochettino has had a preseason. Pochettino, of course, has had injuries to key personnel, but still, I believe there was enough answers to get victories against Nottingham Forest, to get victories against West Ham. I mean, for God's sake, Everton just beat West Ham as well, away from home. I believe we had enough, resources to beat Bournemouth. We had enough resources to beat Brentford, and hell, we had enough resources to beat Aston Villa as well. So I'm not expecting to win every single game, but I think we've dropped points in far too many games. Do you know what I mean? Like, I wouldn't have cared so much if we had dropped points against the 4 or 5 games that I mentioned, if we had dropped points against maybe 2, and we squeezed out victories on the other one. I don't think any of us would care so much about it. The fact that we've been dropping so much points left, right, and center, it does not bode well. It absolutely does not bode well. So, yes, there is no expectations to win this season, but there is still an expectation to be in European positions. And right now, with the fixtures that's coming up, yeah, it ain't looking too good. It absolutely ain't looking too good. Milo, okay, good to see you, my man. That's why you have to find a coach with similar ideals who can continue onwards. Bang on. That's why I knew the DOFs were buying players not for only Poch, but a style of play and talent that can prosper onwards. Okay, fair point. So what you're saying is we're buying players not just for Poch, we're buying players for whoever comes after Poch. But what if it don't work? Whoever comes after Poch, what if we restart again? This is why I'm thinking, why not get a manager that you truly believe that can win the Premier League for us? Now, I want to ask the live chat. Nearly 100 of you guys are live right now. And maybe I'll put up a poll. I think that's the best way to understand this situation. Do you believe Poch can win a Premier League title with Chelsea sometime in the future? I think that's the best way to put it out. I'm going to put up a poll. You guys let me know in the comment section. Do you believe Pochettino will win the Premier League for us somewhere down the track? And if your answer is no, then I need you to explain to me, what are we doing with Pochettino right now? Please comment about that. If your answer is no. If your answer is yes, then that's perfect. You stick around with the manager. There is no discussion. There is no debate. And we keep backing the manager until he wins it. But if your answer is no, I want to know what you guys thinking. Please make sure you comment. Let's have a look at what else you guys are saying. Top Dog RLG, I don't think the owners appointed Poch thinking he won't be able to win titles with us. But based on what we've seen this season, he is a master tactician. Okay, that's an interesting point. So what you're saying here, Top Dog, is the owners didn't have a plan that Pochettino is someone we build a base with, and then we go out and get someone else who can elevate us to the top. That's a good point. Maybe the owners looked at Pochettino thinking he is going to win the Premier League title. And this is why they'll probably stick around with him. So that's a very good take. That maybe the owners didn't even think that way. Maybe the owners believed in Pochettino winning the Premier League title. Yeah, fair enough. But your second sentence, as you said, but based on what we've seen as fans, he isn't a master tactician. So it'll be interesting how long the owners stick around with Pochettino, because there has to be a limit as to how far below you can go this season. There has to be a limit. Milo, okay, then MIZ, we are dead because of what we are doing now. Don't work for 1 billion spent. We should hide our faces in the sand. MIZ, Poch flopped with Mbappe, Messi, Neymar. He's not winning the league with Jackson and Sanchez in the team. That's a very good point as well. If you're going to flop with those players, you ain't going to win with the players that we have right now. And in the Premier League, there's a lot of very, very good teams, man. It's very difficult. Aka, good to see you, my man. In reality, the team isn't good enough, so Poch won't win trophies. The coach can't put mediocre players into winning trophies. Now, look, is that how we? I know I've asked this before, and a lot of you guys have said that, yeah, it's not a good squad. Do you know what? It's so embarrassing. It is so embarrassing to sit here as a Chelsea fan, and I'm pretty sure a lot of you guys feel this way as well, to say that the squad isn't good enough. To say that the squad isn't good enough after spending close to £1 billion. I mean, shame on us, man. Shame. Is that exactly how we feel? After spending £1 billion, we're actually going to sit here and say the team isn't good enough. So we can't really expect too much from Pochettino. That, honestly, is a sorry state of affairs. For me, that's embarrassing. So what does it mean? What are we trying to say? Are we saying that go out there and keep buying more players? And I guess this is what Simon Jordan alluded to. I think Simon Jordan alluded to the fact that Chelsea have abundance of resources. So we'll potentially just end up buying the Premier League, I suppose. Shivendra, good to see you, my man. Poch won't win us the Premier League, in my opinion. Poch sadly could not win the Premier League in 2015-16 season for Spurs, and they bottled it To win a title, he needs to implement tactics, mind game, and adapt to the challenging situations. That's very well said. It's not just about having a talented team. It's about having very, very good tactics. It's about having all of that, as you said, mind game, skill set. It's about rising to challenging situations. You're right. It cannot just be won by a talented squad. There's so many other different variables that needs to go with it. It's very embarrassing, but yes, the team is a mid-table team with 2-3 top players. The team sucks. As someone's got to take ownership if that's the case, and I believe the board and the ownership definitely needs to take some sort of responsibility. If we are sitting here as fans thinking that the squad is not good enough, it's a mediocre squad, it's a mid-table squad after spending 1 billion, man, someone needs to be accountable here. Someone 100% needs to be accountable. Poch is not elite like Guardiola and Klopp. Guardiola wouldn't play Gallagher Jackson on his team. Even his subs are so bad. Yes, that's a point. That's a point, man. Valan, good to see you, my man. Give Ange the squad he has with us. We would be in the top 8 minimum. This is the thing, right? This Spurs team that Ange is doing so well with was a shambles last season as well. I know we were bad. We were extremely poor. They were bad too. But look at, and this is a Harry Kane-less Spurs team, by the way. A Spurs team that we believed without Harry Kane. A lot of us believed without Harry Kane, Spurs are finished. That's what we believed, right? And Ange Postecoglou has come in and made all of our minds change. He's given a vision that without Harry Kane, Spurs can very well operate to the point where they're leading in the Premier League after 10 games. I know it's early days, but they've got a style of football. They create good chances. They play very good football. There is a pattern of play. There is a philosophy you can see. You can exactly see what Ange Postecoglou's team is doing in build-up. You can see what they're doing off the ball. You can see what they want to do when they're in the final third. It's quite obvious. It's quite obvious the attack that they're trying to create. So, which is great, when you see a new manager come in and they implement the ideas so quickly. It just makes you think, how come Chelsea can't do that? How come Chelsea can't do that? And as I said, it's a Spurs team without Harry Kane, and they are performing very, very well. Tobias, good to see you. A thing to keep in mind with $1 billion spent is we still have a huge chunk of talented youngsters who aren't even old enough to play for us. We shall wait for Paez. My man, if you want to wait for Paez, you're waiting another 2 seasons for him. Or 1.5 seasons, whatever the case is. He's not coming to Chelsea Football Club until he's 18. So it's a while away. Until then, we have to do much better. We can't just be waiting for Kendrick Paez. We don't even know what's going to happen to Kendrick Paez in 1.5 years' time. God forbid. Hopefully, everything stays good. Yeah, is he going to be injured? This, that, the other. Do you know what I mean? Does his form decline? I don't know. We can't. No one can say what can happen in 1.5 years' time. What we know is now, and what we know is we have to wait for him. So, I don't think it's a good statement for Chelsea Football Club to say, oh, we'll wait for Kendrick Paez. Once he's ready, we'll start operating the right way. Mike, good to see you, my man. We need to take a chill pill till we have all our players back. I mean, Mike, how often are we going to keep using this excuse, man? When are we going to realize we're probably never going to have all the players back? There's always going to be someone injured. Are we thinking that there's going to be a situation one day where no Chelsea players are injured ever? Reece James comes back, Chilwell's injured. Chilwell comes back, probably Reece James injured. Chukwuemeka gets injured. Nkunku's still not back. Chalobah's always injured. Broya is injured. Nicholas Jackson got injured not that long ago. Mudryk apparently picked up a small knock. So we're always going to have a situation where some players are going to be injured. we have to find a solution, without that situation being perfect. Not every player playing now plays when everyone is fit. We need to stop falling into the 1 billion spent narrative. We flipped the squad. I mean, in the 1 billion we spent, almost everyone that we bought are playing besides Nkunku, who is the most important one. Besides that, everyone else, the important ones are playing. It's just Nkunku. And I know I'm not saying just Nkunku lightly. He's an important player. But we have to find a solution without Nkunku. Because, I have never wanted Poch, but I won't sit here and deny that the team's performance has improved massively. We can't finish chances. That's why I'm a little bit hopeful. Yeah, look, I'm not going to lie that our performances have improved. Yes, of course. But there are instances as well when, for example, against Brentford, second half, where it wasn't good. And there's been many instances like that where we've not been good. Do you know what I mean? Like that match against Brighton where we won 1-0. Brighton could have very well won that game as well. Fulham, Burnley, they were good. Fulham and Burnley were good wins. Arsenal, we bottled the 2-0 lead. So, yeah, of course, performances have gone better. We've created chances we've missed. But the opposition has also piled on a lot of pressure on us as well. There's at least a couple of matches where Sanchez was the man of the match, Robert Sanchez. So, it's not. I don't expect it to be polished performance. Of course not. It's still new under Pochettino. We're building that chemistry. One can argue, well, Ange has progressed the football quite quickly at Spurs. Why can't we? But it is what it is. I don't think we need to get too carried away by saying that, we've played really well. I think we've improved, but it's not been significant improvement, in my opinion. I think we've improved. Guy is saying, I think the owners and managers spend all this money on youngsters knowing that it will take time. We should try to be patient. I know it's hard, but we have already put so much into this project. Look, as I've always said, all throughout, and even before the Brentford game, I think most logical fans out there want to be patient. And we don't mind the odd hiccup here and there. But please do not tell me Brentford is a hiccup, because we've seen a lot of hiccups already this season. I think this is where we need to understand what is acceptable during the span of a project. So far, if you look at the 10 matches, what's our record? 10 matches. What have we done so far? I think, let me just have a quick look. 10 matches, I think we've had 5 losses. Let me just have a quick look at this. 10 matches played. 10 matches played. 3 wins, 3 draws, and 4 losses. 3 wins, 3 draws, 4 losses. 3 wins out of 10. You tell me in a project if that's acceptable. 3 wins out of 10. That's a 30% win rate. I don't think that is what a project is meant to be. I think a project, out of 10 games, you expect to have at least 5 wins. At least. And then you can have a couple of draws, maybe 3 losses. That is a particular project you can go, okay, well, maybe there's some sort of progress happening. This right now, especially with the fixtures that's coming up, that win ratio is only going to keep decreasing. Because Spurs, City, Newcastle, Brighton, Man United. that win ratio, you have to somehow justify it. Do you know what I mean? Patience goes hand in hand with short-term results as well. Exactly. Embarrassing results does not build a process project. Well said. Absolutely well said, Shivendra. Other teams make breaking down a low block look so easy. This is definitely a tactical issue that Poch needs to address. Absolutely correct. Mish, good to see you, my man. 40% loss rate. President Jafar, good to see you, my man. Poch is tactically inept. To be honest, he has no answers for low blocks. That's disappointing for a manager at his level. I mean, he's even admitted that in recent times, that Chelsea don't have any answers to low blocks, which I found quite baffling, that a manager comes out openly and says that you need to find a way. You 100% have to find a way. Ladies and gentlemen, we've got nearly 150 live right now. Smash the like button, guys. Let's pick up those likes. If we can get it up to over 100, we've got 45 likes out of 150 nearly online. So take a moment right now to smash the like button, get those likes up. And if you're here for the first time, subscribe. So chill for a second, hit that like button, bump those likes up, skyrocket those likes up to 100 immediately. Yorkie the goat. How can we be patient? We still look like the same Chelsea as last season. No lies, we are still awful. Poch is only here because he's a yes man. Let's all be honest here. Yeah, look, I think the next few fixtures will be the breaking point. Either we come out on top and we win some matches that we don't expect to win, or we absolutely crumble. And it's going to look very, very bad. I think the next upcoming couple of fixtures, especially Spurs and City, if we pick up 2 L's there, it's going to get sour very, very quick. It's going to get sour very quick. You can even take it up to 3 games. Spurs, City, Newcastle. It will be make or break. It will be make or break. Anthony, thank you so much for the super chat. Generally, fear relegation, we in trouble. It's not looking good. It's not looking good, especially, as I said, with the fixtures that's coming up. Valan, brother, really is out here giving me life advice using an anime face of... Yeah, okay. I think some of you guys are having a bit of a battle with each other in the live chat. Poch is complicating the simplest of things, using 3 CBs in a back 4 limits support for the wingers when he used fullbacks with no choice. We win or play well. When he plays with, he chooses, we lose. Yeah, man. I hear what you're saying. Don't forget Blackburn. I'm not even confident for that match. Look, let's see what happens, man. Let's see what happens. We cannot screw up. We cannot screw up the Carabao Cup match. Absolutely cannot. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're going to wrap things up. Hope you guys have enjoyed this. Let me know in the comment section what you thought about everything we spoke about, especially in regards to, do you believe Pochettino can win the Premier League title for us? Not this season, of course, but sometime down the track. I'm going to end the poll. 53% of you guys think he can win the Premier League title with us. 47% doesn't. That's interesting. So there's quite a large, there's a decent majority that believes that he can win the Premier League with us. All right, ladies and gentlemen, take care. And I'll catch you guys later tonight for a wrap-up of all the Chelsea news. Until next time, see you.